Welcome to the Rebecca Adehill Podcast. I want to start off by saying that I want my name to remind you to go and live your life big, to take risks, to go all in and write one hell of a story with the one life you know that you have. I'm a 7-figure business mentor, wife, and mother of 3, and I'm here to share my journey with you as I am constantly moving in the direction of more bigness, more impact, more wealth, more depth, and more life. My aim with this podcast is to activate and inspire you to go and live your life big in the fullest, most passionate way. I'm so glad that you are here, so let's dive right in. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Rebecca Adehill Podcast. I am so happy to be back here for another episode. I hope that you are having the most magical start to your week. I want to bring a really potent conversation to you today, and that is how you can go and create your $1 million business. I feel like once you reach $1 million, it is such a sweet spot to achieve. And the first million is always the hardest. Once you sort of pass $1 million, everything flows from that moment on. You're going to have some other growing pains along the way, but I always treat them as high quality problems to have. And I feel like the conversation I'm going to bring to you today is going to be one where you can take some of these things that I am saying and start to move on certain things immediately to start your own business, improve the existing business that you currently have. So I'm going to share with you 8 essential steps that you need in order for you to create your $1 million business. What I see happening a lot is that we tend to overcomplicate the way we are running and operate our businesses. We tend to look for all of these complex ways and things that we need to do in order for us to create consistent revenue. My teachings and my perspective on business is very simple. And that is to keep things simple, to keep things scalable, simple, and optimized. So I'm going to give you 8 essential steps that you can take to go and create your very own $1 million business. Step number 1 is that you need to know something about something. Listen to that again. You need to know something about something. Either you have experienced, you have walked through something, you have a qualification, you know something about something that other people can benefit from. So I want you to think about one thing right now. What is something you know something about? And no doubt that you can rattle off so many things that you know something about. Allow yourself to go a little bit deeper and see what else you can find. And I want you to go with the idea that brings you the most passion and joy and the idea that actually excites you the most. The second thing that's key once we have this brilliant idea that we think of. Now, the second part is, how do I monetize this idea? How do I refine my idea? How do I enhance my idea and turn it into something we can put out to the marketplace? We need to look at the profitability of this idea and also the scalability to make sure when you put this offering out to the marketplace, we know that it's going to be a need and a desire for people to buy it from you. So the second step, monetize your idea. How do you want your business to run? Is it online? Is it in person? Is it one-on-one, one-to-many? Is it market uptake, more exclusive? So you get to decide how you want your business to look. This also comes with a bit of research that perhaps you need to do if you have not run your own business in the past, or even if you have your existing business currently and it's not going the way you want. it's really good to actually zoom out for a moment and start to look at ways where you can start to monetize and optimize your existing business to making sure that you get sales through the door, that it's scalable, that it actually aligns with your values, and it's something that you can actually teach people. And also, it's something that the marketplace wants. The other thing that is probably one of the most overlooked things when it comes to having a business is to having a really strong brand as the foundation of your business. We build the brand down the bottom and then we pop the business on top. A lot of people, they come to me and they do it the other way around. They go and create this business and then they go and build a brand. But what makes a business truly so successful is the magic behind the brand. So I like to view it like this. Business is maths and numbers and calculations and business models and profitability and our offer ladder and our client journey, and we're on the other side. Our brand is the magic. It's that magical touch. It's the feeling that we evoke in our clients. It's the feeling we want to leave them with. How do we want people to feel when they interact with our brand? What is something our ideal clients crave, and how can we evoke that feeling that they so deeply crave, and blend that so beautifully into our brand? One thing that I want you to remember is that people move when they feel moved. And I can't stress the importance of this message. People move when they feel moved. If you continue to promote your offerings and your business and they don't feel anything. You're not evoking a feeling or a longing or a desire within them in order for them to move. So this is what makes a brand so powerful, and this is the reason why we have a brand, so that we can establish this beautiful feeling that is required in order for people to move into your world. And you get to decide what your very unique selling point is and how you want to position your brand. And one thing that I just want to highlight when it comes to your brand, a lot of people, when I ask what their brand archetype is or what their brand values are, often what I hear from people is that they have a need for being relatable. The word relatable is probably the number one thing that is getting in the way in order for you to get sales right now. If people see you as being very relatable, why would they want to invest in you? And I'm not saying that you need to be someone that you're not, but every single time we invest in someone or in something, it's because they solve a problem or they have something that we want. So if you show them that my life is exactly like yours, my bank account, I also struggle, I am also overwhelmed, I just want to be relatable so people like me. And that is the exact reason why people actually friend zone you versus investing in you. So I know in order for people to invest in me, I need to show them what I bring to the world, what I bring to the marketplace, what values I bring, what is possible for them to achieve. So I show them what I've got. And that will hopefully create and spark some form of emotion and feeling within them, or a longing or desire for them to want something similar to what I have. So if the word relatable is in your brand values right now, I'm going to challenge you and revisit what you actually mean and the reason why you want to be so relatable. Just sit with that for a moment and see what comes up for you. The other Another thing that we look at is your offer ladder. The way I view this is that we don't need to overcomplicate it. We don't need to have 50 million offers. We don't just have to have one offer. We don't have to have, there are so many rules out there, and I just want to keep it really simple. I know exactly how I take my clients from A to Z. They start over here and I take them to this place. So now I'm going to go, wow, that's a fairly big gap. If they come to me with a business idea and I want to help them scale to multiple 7 figures, 8 figures, that is a huge gap. So each step of the way, they're going to require different levels of support. It's going to be different strategies, different topics that we will speak about. There is a different stage of the journey that will support their evolution, right? So what I look at is, can I support my clients every step of the way in their evolution? So I now look at my client journey to go, if they come in over here, how can I take them from this first offer into the second offer to actually support that evolution? Once they have gone through that offer, how can I take them into the next offer and into the next one and into the next one? So when I look at my client journey, that can be years long because I can support every stage of their evolution. So I don't jam pack every single thing into one place. I separate them so that I can support their evolution. And also my offer ladder also reflects that. So they can start at one end, and depending on where they're at in their journey, they can decide, and I can help them, guide them in the right direction in terms of what offer is going to be best for them. Another thing that I want to speak about is marketing and sales. Marketing and sales is not the same thing. What makes sales so effortless is our ability to market something really well. So every single time you are hoping for a better conversion and a better sales process, full stop, or even if you want more leads, if you want to nail your sales process, what makes a sales process so easy is that you go and nail the marketing piece. And I want to give you an example. When people join my world, once they drop into my DMs and go, Rebecca, let's do this, I know that they're in. There is a few DMs back and forth in terms of a conversation that needs to take place. You can jump into this offering, or you can jump in over here. We can do it private. You can do a mastermind. You want to come to the retreat. There are so many different ways people can work with me, right? So I listen to see actually how I can help them. I can guide them in the right direction. And I say, I think you'll be best for here. But that's it. Because they come into my world and they're already ready because they have been watching. They don't come in with doubt. They don't come in with hesitation because they have been watching me for quite some time. So when they do reach out, they are ready. So every single time you feel like you need to convince someone to work with you, or they question you, or it doesn't feel safe, and you find yourself quote unquote selling to them, that is because you have not done a good enough job on the marketing piece. So before you are asking for more sales, up your marketing game. Once you've upped your marketing game and you know exactly how to generate leads for your business, that is when we can look and optimize your sales process to one that actually aligns for you. One thing that I live by and that I say to all of my clients, when it comes to selling, it's certainly not one size fits all. You get to sell the way you would like to be sold to. And we get to create a sales process that we are actually excited to execute on. And I want to give you an example. I used to do sales calls when I first started my business, and that used to completely drain me because I had 3 little children at the time. And I spent so much time talking to potential clients, and I got to the point, again, high quality problem, I would have 20 to 30 phone calls per week where it wasn't even a guarantee that they were in, right? It was a sales call. And I spent so much time doing that to the point where I almost didn't want more leads coming in because on the other side, once I had to take them through my sales process, I was completely drained at the end of the day. So that is the moment I knew something actually had to shift. I had to change my sales process so that I can sell every single day. So I know that I can support my clients. I can be there. I'm excited when people drop into my DMs. So my sales process right now, it's super transparent. Everything happens in the DMs. They buy, they're in, and off we go. It's aligned, it's easy for them, it's very transparent, and it feels really good for me. So your sales process gets to start with you. When people ask me for a sales call or for a phone conversation, I say, I don't do sales calls. Feel free to drop a voice note into my DMs. That is a boundary I set within my business. And if they don't feel comfortable, I am probably not the right mentor for them, and that is okay. But I need to have clear boundaries so I can operate my business every single day in alignment with my values and energy, and also making sure that I can show up to work every single day. The other thing that I want to mention is looking at your conversion and making sure that you are optimizing and looking at conversion optimization. Now, what I actually mean by this is every single time someone says no to working with you, that is so much data and gold in even in a no. Because once people say yes to you, you know exactly why they're in because you're taking them from A to B, right? But every time someone says no, there is so much gold and value in the no. So, looking at ways to actually improve your conversion rate and improve and optimize the way you are either handling the conversation with your clients or the marketing piece before, or the actual offering that you are putting out to the marketplace. That instead of viewing it as good as bad, or a good conversion rate or a bad conversion rate, look at it from a very analytical point of view so that you can tackle that and improve it along the way. So now, not only you're going to have a very optimized conversion rate, so you can continue to refine and improve it, you know that you're going to have a nice stream of leads coming into your business because you've done a good enough job on the marketing side. And for you to have done a good enough job on the marketing side, you would have evoked a feeling or two within them, which means you have a very strong brand. When you have a very strong brand and you put an offering on top of that, that means that you have monetized something you know something about. This is how it goes, and people tend to overcomplicate it, and also don't wing it. In order for you to go and create $1 million business, you need to roughly make $84,000 a year. Maybe some months you have a 100K month and then you have a 60K month. It needs to even out at about $84,000 a month. Don't wing it. See how many clients you need. See what you need to do. See if you can actually support and hold that many people and that volume of sales coming into your business. Do you choose to sell 9, 10K packages per month? Or do you choose to sell 84,000 unit of something that costs $1? You get to decide how you want to position yourself, whether you want market uptake or if you want a little bit more kind of exclusive pricing structure to make it more exclusive to work with you. And you can also have a combination of the two. Another thing I want to share with you, which is probably one of the most underrated ways that people don't even think about, is actually the buyer psychology and what makes people buy. What happens in our brains when we see an offer in front of us and we know that someone has a solution? Look up buyer psychology and what actually makes someone buy. They have to have a longing or a desire, and we evoke these feelings in someone so that they can then go and justify spending that money. It is one of the most underrated things, but I promise you, once you have a deep understanding of this, you will change the way you market, the way you sell, the way you feel about sales, the way you operate and run your sales when you can nail this part. The last thing that I want to share with you, in order for you to go and create $1 million business, one of the most important steps of all, that is the human behind the business, which is you. Do not underestimate how important you are in the process, how important your leadership is, how important it is to continue to build on your resilience, on your mindset, the way you are navigate fear, the way you are dealing with blind spots and shadows, and making sure that you are leading yourself in a big fucking way. Because I am telling you, if you go and crumble every time someone says no, if you allow your emotions or simply motivation to run your business, you're not going to last. My business is run on discipline and leadership and the commitment to my why and to my mission. It is a non-negotiable. I've shared this on previous episodes. Procrastination is not a thing in my world. I move. And one quote that I live by that dropped in for me when I had a beautiful meditation one day, that no doubt that you have heard me say many, many times, and I will continue to repeat it until it truly lands for you. And that is something that I live by, which is internal stillness, external speed, the fastest road to success. I want you to picture this before we wrap up today's episode. I want you to picture a bow and arrow. If I pull this arrow back, deeper, 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 and I hold it still, completely still. When I let go of that arrow, it's going to fly far. And the deeper I go and the more my focus is sharp, I know that that arrow is going to go really far away. But if I only allow myself to go a little bit down, a little bit deep, and then I let go, the arrow is not going to go far at all. It's probably just going to fall right in front of my feet. And then I go down again and I don't really focus and I let it go. I picture that within my body, that every time I allow myself to go to the depths of my soul and find stillness and focus in that place, I know when I move, bam, I am shooting for the stars and I am going far. I hope that landed with you. I hope that you can take some of these things that I've shared with you today to start to implement them, to start to take action. One of the biggest things of all, if you know one or two things that can actually get you started on your journey or optimize the journey that you are already on, make that change. You have been, quote unquote, employed within your own company to run an absolute empire. And you are responsible for how you lead yourself and how you move and how you choose to navigate challenges and wins in every step of the way. I hope that you have the most beautiful rest of your day, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I cannot wait to see you back here next week for another episode.